my greater question is to the other gal who said she's a 10. That would be, you know who I'm talking.
Yes, but wait. I have a question for you.
You got to talk right in the mic, or I can't hear anything.
I have a question for you.
Yeah, as soon as you answer mine, and then I'll answer yours, I promise.
Fair, go.
Right, is that a deal? Good deal?
Sure, you got it.
All right, great. So, are you the prettiest girl in that room?
I find some of these women very pretty, more
I know. You know what my question was. Can you
other.
repeat my question? Hang on. Can you repeat my question to me?
Am I the prettiest girl in the room?
Yeah, now answer that question.
I feel like that would be very self-conceited to say I am the prettiest girl in the room.
Yeah, I agree. But you're the only one who rated yourself besides the other one as a 10.
And that's their choice to rate them
I get it. So are you the prettiest girl in the room, do you think? Or could you point to a girl you think is prettier
Maybe
than you?
according to 30 of 100 people watching, or according to other people, but according to you. According to you,
are you the prettiest girl in the room?
Well, I'm not looking for I'm not trying to find myself attractive. I'm not like, oh my God, I'm the most.
Okay, tell me again, what's my question to you?
Am I the prettiest girl in the room?
Now, hang on. Now that we know for sure that you know what my question is, answer that question. Don't make a new one up.
I'm not trying to make a new one up. I don't think I'm the prettiest girl in the room, but I do think I'm a 10.
Then point at the one you think is.
But the question was, what do you...
No, let her do it.
Point at the one you think is.
Over there.
There's a girl over there?
It's Brian. Brian is the prettiest girl in the room.
Can you point to the female in the room who you think is the prettiest?
I'm not going to do that because I don't want to make other women feel a certain kind of way. So I'm going to keep my opinions to myself away.
You're not going to make them feel like they're the prettiest girl in the room? That's really weird. Can you point to the prettiest girl in the room?
No, because I'm not trying to make anyone else feel like they're not pretty, because they're going to be beautiful to someone else.
You know what? That's fair. So can we assume then that you do think that there are girls in that room who are prettier than other girls in that room?
I think that there are a lot of pretty women in this room, and I have my preference on who is.
Do you think some of them are prettier than others?
According to my preferences.
Yes, according to your preferences.
According to my tastes, yes, because I like what I like in women, just like you like what you like in women. So do you rate your wife a 10?
So then
wait,
hang on.
do you? I answered your question. It's my turn to ask you yours.
Yeah, no,
that was
my
our
wife's
deal.
a 6. Yeah, my wife's a 6.
And have you said that to her face?
She says it about herself.
That sucks.
You know why? Because she's not fucking delusional. So, because she's not delusional, she lives in reality where the rest of us live. She was able to ascertain that she's not the most beautiful fucking woman on the planet, and that she's not a 10 because there's other women who are
But she should be the most beautiful to you.
Hang on, there's other women who are objectively better looking than she is because she's not a delusional fucking lunatic. She was able to go, wait a second, I can look around the world and I can clearly see that there's other women who are more attractive than me. Isn't that interesting?
But
right?
She should be a 10 in your book.
That my wife lives in grounded reality.
And you should view your woman as a 10. That is the thing, and she should not settle for you calling her a 6 because she might feel like a 6 on 10.
Who are you to tell me? Should she settle for a porn star? Gets dicked down by dudes? Like what should she settle for?
Oh,
what
you
are you
had to go
about?
for that dig. I'm retired. Thank you very much.
Oh yeah, you retired what? Last week? When did you retire?
Okay. You went for the cheap shot.
No, you went for the cheap shot.
No,
so
I had to ask.
Right, it's like I wouldn't have made it personal. You made it personal.
But
right?
why is your wife a 6? Why do you agree that she is a 6? Why would you not try to build her up to an 8 or a 10?
Because I live in objective reality. And inside of objective reality, I can tell that women who weigh 400 fucking pounds, right, aren't as beautiful as women who don't weigh 400 pounds. And almost everybody agrees with my assessment, including my wife. And, by the way, you, and the girl next to you, and the girl next to her, and the girl next to her, and the girl next to... All of you agree with me. Then anything short of that is just you being lying copers, right? You're just lying and coping. That's what you're doing, isn't it?
No.
Or do you think that 400, the chicks from my 600-pound life, do you think that they're as pretty as the girl next to you? I'm just curious. I just want to make sure I get this right.
I think it's about what you find attractive.
Of course.
So some men
right.
like that.
Do most men like it?
You'd be surprised. You'd be very
You'd be surprised.
You would go on Reddit and have a field day. You will, your jaw will drop and your mind will.
Yeah, at this teeny tiny minority of men who all get together over a fetish. Yeah, I don't care about that. Objectively, obviously, most men are not pining after 600-pound women. That's absurd. And you know it's absurd. So why not just say, look, Andrew, it is true.
Okay, fine, Andrew. If you want to call your wife a
600-pound chicks,
call her
they don't.
6. If you want to call your wife a 6, call her 6.
What about her calling herself a 6? Is she delusional?
That's her choice.
Yeah, so is she delusional?
No.
No? Okay, so
If
then
she believes
should
that,
I
then-
be countermanding what my wife says about herself?
You should try to build her up, is what you should try
How
to
am I tearing her down? Do you think it's tearing a person down to allow them to live in objective reality with the rest of us? Do you think that that's beating them up? Am I tearing her down by understanding that, I'm a 4, and if she agrees with that, that's totally fine. That means I hit up. I struck out of my league. I got a chick who's way hotter than I assess myself as. Right? What's wrong with that?
If you're happy with that, then I'm happy for you.
Yeah. I mean, I think that the world is pretty happy with people living inside of the reality of the world, right? Where the chick who has scalding burns on the side of her face and her face melted off and her tongue hanging out
Paladins
probably
donated
isn't that beautiful.
$69. Stop the prattle, woman. You giving Andrew advice is the funniest thing I've seen on this show in months. Also, Rachel is a solid 7. She gets +1 point for not being this retarded.
Yeah, Rachel, I think you're a 7, Rachel. You're definitely 7.
She's so pretty.
Mm-hmm.
She's a 7.
Uh-huh. And how many of you think you're prettier than she is? The truth. Like, if I asked you the truth,
I
would
think
you
your
even
wife
tell
is
me?
beautiful.
Like, let me
Look
just
at
ask
her
this.
smile.
Hang on.
Look at
Let me
how much
ask a
she's
different-
glowing.
Hang on. Let me ask a different question.
Okay.
Okay. If any of you right now actually did think in your brain that you were prettier than my wife, would you lie to me?
No, I wouldn't lie to you.
You wouldn't?
No. I think your wife
Then are
is
you prettier
beautiful.
than my wife?
No, I think your wife is beautiful.
Yeah,
I think
are you
she's
prettier?
prettier. She's got so much
Yeah, but what's
more.
the question? What's the question?
Because your wife is not a 6. That's the thing.
What's the question? Tell me what
I
my
already
question
asked your
was.
question. I already asked you my question. I said, "What do you?"
No. I asked
What do you
you a
think your
question.
wife?
I asked you the question.
You
So
asked
back-
me. You asked me if I think I am more beautiful than your wife, and I said no. Your wife is beautiful. She
Does
has.
that mean she's prettier than you?
I think she's beautiful. Yes, she's prettier. I think that she has so
She's
much.
prettier than you.
Yes, she is
Okay,
beautiful.
great.
So then
Is
what's
she
she
prettier
like?
than the girl next to you?
That's not for me to say.
Right, so you would lie, right? But how can you rate her, my wife, as being prettier than you?
Compared to
But you
me,
couldn't
that
rate
is
the girl
how I
next
am
to you as
rating
being prettier
her.
than the wife.
Can we
I
say-
don't get that.
I am saying compared to me, she
Yeah.
is prettier. I am doing that comparison, and I have the ability, and I feel like I can consciously
Yeah,
say that, but I'm not
but what
going
it
to
tells
speak
me- hang
against
on.
her.
But what it tells me is that means that you can look at other women and assess by your standard if you think they're pretty or not. Which means to me that you can do that with the girl next to you. And you can compare that girl to my wife too, using that same standard. And then what do we come up with? The truth now. What's the truth?
I think it's about what you like.
Let's see a big picture of her so that we can actually make
They're
an
just,
informed
you're
decision.
so full of cope and lying. You just
Look, I know
lies
that's the
and
new
cope
internet word
across the
is
board.
cope, but can you get a new one?
Well, what else can I say? Like, if you say, well, I can judge that she's prettier than me, but I can't judge that she's prettier than her, what would I say to that other than you're full of shit? That makes no sense.
I'd prefer that. I'd be like, you're full of shit instead of
You're
saying
totally
some
full of shit.
generational whatever. Be like, you're full of shit. I'll be like, all right then. Cool.
But you are, right? Like, and so that's why it's cope. The reason it's cope is because you know you're
I
full of
don't
shit. and you're
know.
being
Let's
evasive.
not
That's why it's
use
cope.
Gen Z whatever lingo. It's full of shit, you know?
Wait, that wouldn't the lingo for full of shit be millennial? And then
No, I feel like
cope, wouldn't cope be more like the new generation lingo?
I would say cope would be new generation.
Yeah.
I would say like full of shit. I would say, hang on.
Lol Paladins donated $69. Asking a woman if she would lie is like asking a used car salesman if he would lie to you while he gives you a 22% interest rate loan. You think you're being kind, but your dishonesty isn't kind.
Let's see a picture of her so that we can be honest. Like a big picture.
There's a little picture.
Where? The one that pops up earlier? It was
Yeah.
hard to see.
I just think like the question is a subjective.
Leggett_Lanius_Jr. donated $69. Ladies, the easy answer here is this: yes, Andrew, you are right here. I just don't want to hurt their feelings. The fact that you don't see this is because you have too much pride to admit he's right.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm going to actually agree with the chatter here. I have to.
I said I
because
don't want to.
I know from talking basically everyone. Like if I was having a private conversation with you and I was like, "Oh God, that chick is ugly," you'd be like, "Yeah, she's gross." But when asked here, right, in person, and you have to actually say that shit out loud, you're like, "No, hell no, I'm not doing that." Even though you do think it, and we all know you think it, and that's why we know you're all full of shit, right? That's why we know. And I understand what you were going to say, Red, and I just want to make sure I got this right. You're going to say it's all subjective. It's all
No,
from a
I'm just saying
subjective
I wouldn't want to
perspective.
hurt anyone's feelings because that's not part of who I am. And I'm not going to sit here and be like, she's my type, 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 she's not my type, she's my type, she's my type. I'm not going to go through this.
Why would it hurt their feelings?
I'll do it. If we're just looking for someone to be honest so that the argument isn't you're all full of shit, I'll do it. I think
Do it.
Morgan and Maddie are the prettiest on the table.
Ivan Jr. donated $69. If this logic was true, marriage would be more successful. Birth rates would be on the rise. It should be very easy for me to take any of you out and get married. We're all 10s, so a proposal is easy.
Okay.
Was that a question?
So,
Yeah, we're still waiting for you to give your ratings, Sam.
I said Morgan and Maddie.
But give the ratings around the room for the girls.
Oh, you want me to give ratings for one around the room?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm not a dude, but if I were selecting for my clients, probably a 6, a 7.5 as well.
You can't use 7. Can't use 7.
Not at all? Not even percentages?
Not a 7. Can't use a 7. You can use 1 through 10 except 7.
Why though?
But why?
We could use 7.
Because then we
Yeah.
know which way you actually lean.
Well, I think she has an amazing body.
I
do
get
think
it.
she has a beautiful face.
I get it.
Beautiful eyes.
I get it. So then leaning towards 8?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So then 8.
6, 8, 6, 6, 8.
So why do you think it is? Or well, let me ask you a different question. When they say that they think that they're 10s, do you think they're being honest?
No, I think they could be 10s, some of them, but I don't think they're being. I think that it is a beautiful theory to live in, but again, theory isn't practice. So they might think that there's 10s, but the proof, if we had to sit down and look at the evidence, it's probably not showing that they are.
Yeah, so why do you think they rate themselves that way?
I don't know. I don't want to speak for them. I
Yeah,
mean,
but why do you think not just them specifically, but why do you think women rate themselves as 10 when they're obviously not?
To feel better about themselves.
to feel better about themselves, for sure.
Yeah, so would you call that cope?
Reality donated $69.
Isn't that what that word means?
Are you a 10 at basketball? Are you a 10 at cooking? Are you a 10 at doing your makeup? Where do we draw the line in insisting that everyone must be a 10 at everything?
Yeah, I think it's to
That does
piggyback
not
on what Maddie
correlate
said.
to everything.
I think it's because they want to feel better. But I think that they could be 10s if they did certain things. But a lot of people, and I'm not necessarily speaking about them, but a lot of people want to believe that they're better than they are because the work it would take to close the gap between where they actually are and where they want to be is a lot for a lot of people.
Pretend to be Vivo.
But also, if you say something, your brain will do more things to try and prove that you are that. So say I want to be a 10, and I'm like, I'm a 10, so I'm gonna do things in my power to try and make myself better. Rather than me saying, oh, I'm a 4, so I'm always just gonna be stuck here. Why would I want to go backwards when I can work to be better?
Well,
You
you're
could
not,
also work
but
to
you're
be
not
better at
stuck
4.
as being a 4. Like if you can say like I want to be a 10. Like for example, if I were doing this for myself, I would sit down and be like, all right, where's the gap? Like maybe I need to work on my body. Like maybe I need to work out more. Maybe I need to like clear my skin. Maybe I need to like make my hair healthier. Like I would find the things that would make me a 10. I would still feel confident as a 6, but I would also know
Erroneous!
that
Erroneous!
Sorry.
here's the gap. It's kind of like if I want to be a millionaire and I'm not. I can tell